Que lo que mi gente, welcome to the Monoplaza F1 podcast. As always, I'm your host, Emmy Tre, and with me after a long awaited pause, we have the return of Vince Duran from the Entrando a Pits podcast. Vince, hey man, thank you. Sorry, I keep bugging you.
Hey man, no, you don't bother me. Come on. The only thing that I hate about being here it's that every time I come to your podcast is after a Ferrari win. But yeah,
Yeah, no, not this year.
yeah, that didn't happen this time.
But we'll talk about it later. But we got Monza coming up, supposedly. New power units, new everything, new take the grid penalty.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Hey, listen, for everybody, everybody, pour a shout out for Vince. Send him a bottle of. He's out of the two of us, the true Ferrari fan. I'm on loan this year, right? I'm the
Yeah.
pretend Ferrari fan. Vince has been a lifelong Ferrari fan, so he's kind of helping me through the growing pains and the
Oh,
struggles of being a Ferrari fan.
I told you to be prepared last season
Oh, I know I wasn't. Listen,
for the pain. It's
this
excruciating pain of being a Ferrari fan. But the problem is, like, you have not tasted yet the deception, like the disappointment, because like Lewis is he's doing a good season, but the problem is that his bar is set up so high that
yes.
people say that it's a bad season, but still Lewis has not put a car on pole and drove for 40, 30 laps leading the race
Mm-hmm.
until something happens, and that's the Ferrari way. So hold on, you still got a long way to becoming a real tifosi, brother.
Listen, and the thing was that like I went through, I'm wearing my Mercedes shirt now. It's the old. I want everyone to know it's the old Tommy Hilfiger one, not the Adidas one. So peep that. It's an old one.
Yep,
I never throw away. Hey, F1 merch is expensive. All right. Anyways,
it is.
and so the thing is,
That's why I always get the caps.
yeah, I know I got a
Caps
big
are
head.
cheaper.
I got a hat. This guy's sick. All right, listen. For those watching, it has now been events. It's been like what 2 weeks, a week and a half,
Yeah,
2 weeks since the Hungarian Grand Prix. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all.
yeah, it's 2 weeks.
Post race, that was not an exciting race. It's my podcast, so I'm just gonna be really upfront with y'all. I could try to sell y'all like this was exciting and you had an overtake here. No, the race. They call it Monaco without walls, and I understood what they were saying, but I didn't understand what they were saying until I was watching the race. All right,
And it's weird because Hungary always gives a good race. But this year
it
it
was
didn't.
terrible. Yeah, it was. I was just kind of like, I mean, there was. This is so sad. There was three exciting moments of the race for me. Right, the terrible start for Lando. You had listen, and we'll talk. I know you disagree. That's fine. Then after that, you had Verstappen's move on Lewis Hamilton, which whether or not that was a penalty or not, they didn't give him a penalty. But the post race audio was kind of funny to me because it was Max saying like, I don't know, maybe he got scared. We were racing, maybe he got scared and he pulled away, and I was like, okay, fine. But what was funny about that was Red Bull was tweeting that one out. And then finally, from the exciting part is when Oscar Piastri chasing down Lando Norris finally reaches Lando Norris, has better tires than Lando Norris, cannot pass Lando Norris, is about 10 millimeters from crashing into Lando Norris and getting another sneaky George Russell.
When yes, yes, I feel it. I can feel it. We were all thinking. I know George was like, "Let's go, Oscar. Let's go."
You got to
Yeah,
push it, bro. Come on, Oscar. I believe it. Because the thing is, like, and I don't know who said it. Like, if you watch a lot, and which I do, I watch a lot of podcasts in the R. Vince, I don't know if you heard this. Somebody said that George Russell was like Induveka Salami because it's
yeah.
just like he's always there.
He's
It's
always there, right?
it's
Yeah,
like oh yeah, it's a meal. It's meat. I'm gonna. And so like I thought we were gonna get maybe another George Russell win
out of nowhere.
out of, that nobody was gonna talk about as
Yep,
always. Which by the way,
yep.
somebody did ask him like, hey George. Uh, I don't know if you saw this interview. They asked him, "Hey, George, so how do you feel that every time you get a podium or you get a win, literally everything else is
It's
happening
true.
and nobody is talking about your win?" And George,
Let's go. Let's go. Brazil 2022.
nobody was talking about it.
The only win from the W13,
Yeah, the
right?
zero pod era. Yep.
Yep. But everybody was talking about how Max couldn't let Checo pass in order to fight Leclerc for the second
We
place
talked
on the
about this. Yeah, I remember
right.
that. Yeah.
So on Belgium, he wins last week. Last year, he wins,
Because
but
people
then he
crashed
got
it.
disqualified. Okay.
Oh, you
Then
have
Las
you had Austria last year too. Same thing.
Oh no, Austria. Then Austria he wins, but because Verstappen
Lando
and
crashed.
Lando crashed, yeah, nobody cares about your win. He wins in Las Vegas, a very decent weekend, dominating, but then Verstappen wins his fourth title.
And even that the secondary topic at that weekend was, wow, Lewis Hamilton started all the way from 10.
All the way, yeah, and reached him. Yeah, with a couple of more laps, Lewis would have won that one. That's all the talk. But then he wins this year in Canada, and everything seems well until Lando decides to go into the inside of a corner, and then everybody was gonna talk was about Lando and Oscar
Yeah,
crashing,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
Kimi's
This
podium.
pole and oh yeah, youngest podium, youngest. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah.
Listen, and I was at the Canada race too, and I thought, oh, finally, George. And then literally, as I'm standing up, because if you go to race, you stand up, you got to leave. If you're trying to get to the podium, you got to stand up and
Yeah.
leave early. I was like, there's already too many people. Next thing I know, they crash into each other. By the way, I picked up a piece of metal. I don't know if it's a piece of their car, but I did find. Yeah, I walked the track. When you go, listen. I know you're going to Brazil later this year. When you go to Brazil and you get to walk on the track afterwards, people who love racing like you do, it sounds because I was with my wife and she was like, "Why are you picking up rubber pellets from
She don't know.
exactly?
She don't understand.
Why
She don't
why are you
understand.
why are you taking the Pirelli paint off of the wall?" I was like, "Don't worry about it. The- just
You'll see.
just let me record this." Anyways, all right. But those are full circle, full circle.
It's
See,
forceful.
by the way, everybody, this is why I have notes, Vince. You see, this is why I put the notes to keep myself on track on the side, because otherwise I'll talk about literally anything except for the things we said we were going to talk about. All right. And so, briefly talking about the Hungarian Grand Prix, obviously, it's now been, I think, the last 3 out of 4 races that Lando Norris has won. I was one of those saying early in the year, like, this is Oscar Piastri. He's calculated. And I'll take it back. Like, it's not that he's emotionless, it's that he knows how to control his emotions, type of a deal, right? But obviously, Oscar's made a couple.
Apparently,
All we know is that Oscar is not post race saying, like, yeah, it was me. I'm so, I don't know. I don't
no,
know
yeah,
what I got, right?
yeah.
But
He's not
Oscar,
like, oh, I gotta check my mind. Oh,
it's
I gotta
not
talk to a psycho. Yeah,
the Oscar emotional moments come when he's on the radio saying, like, hey, can y'all just switch? Let's switch positions. You guys think this penalty is bad? Let's no, Oscar.
yeah.
No, Oscar.
That's the desperate Oscar.
And so my question starts with, because you briefly talked about it and I just want to touch it again.
Yeah,
Why was Lando Norris' start not a bad start
it
of
wasn't a
that
bad
of the
start.
Hungary? You said it was not a bad start.
If
Not
you
his
see,
fault.
it was not his fault. Listen, if you see the reaction time, Oscar, there's a radio, like around the middle of the race
Mm,
that Oscar says. Oscar asks his engineer if Lando is gonna go for the one stopper,
yep.
and then the engineer it's talking to him about Leclerc. He's like, I don't care about Charles, but that's right.
I
He
know that's
doesn't
right.
care.
Yeah.
What doesn't matter if Leclerc wins in Hungary for Piastri and Lando? Nothing. But what Piastri didn't want is to finish behind Lando. So if you see the start again, Lando gets a great launch, and then he goes on the inside of the first turn one,
Okay.
right? Then Piastri is on Leclerc's right side, so he
Hmm.
sees Lando on his rearview mirror. So Piastri, instead of attacking Charles for the lead, he just blocks Lando, and that's why George gets in the middle. Because when Lando has to back down
I
at
see.
the
Okay.
entry of the first turn, he doesn't have like the line to get more traction, and that's why Russell goes on the outside and gets the place for him. I don't know who was the other one because Lando fell to fifth place.
I don't know. That's actually
I don't remember
honestly.
who was the other. Who was the other driver? It
Listen,
wasn't. It wasn't Lewis. It wasn't Max.
obviously it
Who
wasn't.
the heck was it?
Was it
Let me check that.
Alonso? It was
Alonso. Yeah,
freaking Alonso.
freaking Alonso. Yep, Alonso. That was it. But
I
the
just
thing is that he didn't have a bad start. It was Piastri that blocked him and then gave all the space for Russell and Alonso to pass Lando. And
okay.
then he goes to the for the one stopper, and we all know what happened. But this time, I personally don't think there was a it wasn't a bad start for Lando Norris.
So first, I'm gonna lead off by saying this is the quality guest that I bring on the show because that race was that long ago, and Vince can still recall exactly how that happened. I think.
Don't say that because my wife is gonna say that I only remember the things that I care about.
All right, yeah, fair. Hey,
And
rewind
she's
that.
right. You know, the problem is that's the problem that she's right. She's right.
All right, and so that essentially, I guess the reason maybe I'm buying what I'm not buying what Andreas was saying. The reason I thought it was a bad start was because Lando started high, ended low, and of
Oh
course,
no,
like it's
like
easy pickings to say, oh, of course, Lando
no,
lost
no.
all those positions.
Let me clarify this. In all due respect to and Stella, he is right when he says that it's a bad start because you're falling down from third place to fifth
Mm,
in the fastest car on the grid.
mhm.
But what I'm saying is, it's not Lando's fault like it usually is. Like sometimes he sleeps during the launches. No, it was just that Oscar blocked him, and they're fighting. So you can't blame Oscar for not letting
Obviously,
Lando
obviously.
go over him as well. So
And I think it's very important what you're saying, which is it's honestly sometimes that's why I watch your show. What does listen? What
come
does
on,
Oscar?
a ti lo que te gusta es el coro del show de
That's
nosotros. That's
also
what you
true.
like.
That's also true. Hey, I'm gonna put some subtitles in that. I like. No, I'm not. I'm not. If you wanna understand what he said, learn Spanish. No, what I'm gonna tell you is that like you're right. First of all, the what does Oscar care what Charles Leclerc is doing? And it's key. If Charles wins the race,
It's better
love
for
it,
Oscar.
awesome. Let me spray you with some champagne. Doesn't matter because you're all the way down there. It's me and Lando, right? So that's clutch. Two. Even if Leclerc passed him, the Ferrari is no competition for the McLaren. So whether it was going to be an undercut, which they tried, or an overcut, it wouldn't have mattered because Leclerc was already struggling. They got him on lift and coast from lap 2 of the race.
Yep, both,
Charles,
both of them,
we
both of
need you to
them.
do lifting and coast. I'm like, the race just started. The race just. Why are we lifting and coasting? The race just. Calm down.
And then you see, and then you hear him on the radio that he says like, "Okay, what's happening? What's going on with these cuts?" When he's talking about cuts, it's about the electric, like the energy deployment, the electrical
Mm-hmm.
deployment of power during
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
straight. So they were cutting him off since the early stages of the race. So it was only going to be a matter of time when Leclerc was going to fall down. Even though Leclerc was going to win the race,
It didn't
Piastri
matter.
didn't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
He just wanted to be in front of Lando.
Be- mm. And so Piastri after the race, obviously they were, hey, was the one stop ever of a thing for you? No, the one stop was never presented a strategy for me. Now, we've seen that the one stop strategy can work if you take care of the tires. The McLaren's car obviously is very, 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 very good on those tires, right? It could have been done, but it doesn't matter. The point is, the race ended. Lando won. Oscar behind him. George with another sneaky podium because, of
Because
course,
George,
yeah, I love that for George.
because of course,
Honestly, and now
porque sí.
I just the thing about George that you have to say is like consistency, right? George,
Yeah, he's always there. We got to give him that.
the there's a saying in sports, right? You just have to be there, put yourself in the position to
He's
capitalize
always
on
there.
other people's mistakes, right? George
He's
Russell
always there.
to a T, full
Yep.
stop, right? But now Lando sits 9 points on top of, or not 9 points on top. Oscar sits 9 points above Lando in the championship race. Uh, earlier in the year, I had you on and we were talking about, hey, how's the season going to play out? We had talked about McLaren obviously being the favorites. I don't recall whether or not we said who was going to win the championship, but I'm going to venture to guess that based on how we feel about Lando's personality, let's see, you see, I'm being political. Personality, we thought
Yep.
Oscar. So my question back
Os-
to you: at the middle of the season now, who do you think? Because no one's catching McLaren. Literally, I don't even know why we're still talking about the constructors
oh yeah,
because
no, that's
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 done.
their fight.
That
Yeah,
that are you
that's
going?
their fight.
Lando made a late surge right before the break. Oscar hasn't had good. So now coming back, we got Zandvoort, Monza, the Americas, and then wrapping it up. Is it?
Like we go to Sandford, and if you recall, Lando had an amazing race here
Yep.
last year.
Simply lovely.
Simply lovely.
Because yeah, he
Remember?
did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did it. And then in Monza, he got the pole, but he wasn't aware of Piastri doing that launch
That was
on
a
turn 4.
that was a great move.
So I don't think that's gonna happen again this year.
No.
So while we usually talk about all the mistakes that Lando makes, but
Mm-hmm.
we often do not see or we don't pay attention to the mistakes that Oscar
Of course not.
also makes.
Of course not.
Because if like people used to say like, oh, Oscar is so superior to Lando. If he's so superior, why
As he
at,
pulled away. Yeah.
Lando has a DNF? Lando has a race when he couldn't he didn't get any points. Canada, and he still sits by 9 points. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I
If you ask me today, I think Lando has got the momentum to get the championship, and
hmm.
I would say that the turning point might be that mistake at Silverstone.
Yeah, because that was another one. That was another one. You're right. Why would he do that with Verstappen in a car that I mean, listen,
Verstappen is no match for him.
But listen, you're right. Verstappen is in the car is no match for him, but Verstappen in the rain is different. Now,
Yeah,
like again, Oscar's not terrible in the rain, but you go all the way back to Australia, he had that right,
yeah, but
completely
that was an
different track,
outlier. Yeah,
right? And so again, I think at that point, yeah, Oscar is probably thinking, can't let this guy pass me. Does a stupid penalty, gets 10 seconds, which was kind of crazy. Several races ago, people talked about that, whatever. I think part of the reason that people don't talk about Oscar Piastri's mistakes is because Oscar Piastri is not talking about his mistakes
no,
publicly.
right, and you know something. I think we might see a bunch of those in the second part of the season. You know why? Because in Oscar, you could see in Austria, in
Mm,
Silverstone, in Spa, even though he won, and on Hungary, that Oscar, he seems like the cool, ice in his veins dude.
sure.
But when things are not playing out for him, he tends to go a little off the reservation. If you remember on Austria, on turn 4, he almost crashed into Lando.
Yeah.
And then in Hungary, passed the same. I mean, it was the same situation. In Belgium, while he did that great move on the Camel Straight,
Mm, mm, mm.
I do think that launching the car in the Eau Rouge Badillion,
Was kind of reckless.
yeah,
Re-
I think he's trying to push a little bit harder, and there will be a time because we all know that Lando is faster than Oscar. There's no question about that. Now the difference in speed, it's not as big as it was
sure.
in previous seasons, but I think that when the fight will get closer or more closer than it is, that it's nine points,
Mm,
but
mm.
I believe that we'll see a bunch of errors coming from Oscar, and it's on the side of the desperation because that late move on Hungary, that was desperate. Nobody in their
Obviously.
in their
Yeah.
in their senses will
Yeah.
think that he could make that move.
But he was going to try it. So, okay.
And that what he did in Silverstone, that brake test on Verstappen, that seems to me like a desperation. Maybe he's not full concentrating. I don't know. And
I,
then he talks to the team and says like, "Hey, listen, let's swap and let's race, dude. That dude,
listen,
that's desperate."
The thing was, I remember because I remember for that race, I was in DR and I was on your show recording that, and I remember at that point I was like, he called his dad. Oscar called
Yeah,
his dad, and he was like, "Dad, tell him
but
to give it back, please.
can you can we just start all over? I
That's
mean,
not
come on.
fair."
Yeah,
But
no.
okay, but you also have to remember they're all professionals. F1 is not a finishing school. Lando has been in F1 with the same team since 19, right? So it's been a
Yep.
while. This is Oscar came up through the Alpine Academy. Obviously, famously, Zach Brown made a tremendous move. Love Zach Brown and said, "Hey, Oscar, we're gonna kick Daniel Ricciardo out. He's a bum. We need you to come here, and we'll pay." Zach probably listen. Zach watches a lot of baseball, so I feel in my head he did the what's that the manager thing?
Butter
Hey,
up.
what's the thing the managers do?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was like,
the
get him out,
signs.
get him out. And so I have to remember too that Oscar has only been in McLaren officially, right?
No, in
For about
Formula One, three
or yeah,
seasons,
Formula One.
two
So it's
seasons
three
and a half.
seasons, and he makes it's not an excuse, but again, I think you hit the key point there. Oscar is prone to mistakes. We are not talking about Oscar's mistakes, not because he doesn't make them as often. He's still making kind of like those like
The thing is that we don't hate him as much as we hate Lando. Hey,
listen,
there's no denying it.
listen. I
People hate Lando, and it's okay. It's okay to hate people.
thank you. I
It's
appreciate.
okay.
Thank you for letting
Yes.
me live my truth. You listen. You know the reason I don't like Lando. It can all be tied to Lewis
To Hungary
Hamilton.
2024.
Yeah, it can all be tied to me.
That's
To
like the last. Like for me, that was the last straw.
really,
Even though I'm not a Hamilton fan.
why? Why?
Um,
Because Lewis was trying to give him like his respect, and Lando was
Lewis is
just kind
trying
of
to
like,
tell him like, dudes, you are fast. Like, congratulations. He's like,
yeah, well,
oh,
you
you
guys
were
were
fast
faster.
too. Blah, 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 blah. And he's like, what the hell? I'm just complimenting you.
But
It's
so
nigga,
me and
f
you,
you.
listen, me and you are similar in age. I saw this look in Hamilton that I make, and I know you make when
Like,
somebody younger than you says something, and you're just kind of like in your head,
yep.
internally in your head, you're thinking,
What?
I'm gonna mess this guy up, but I'm gonna let him live today because it's not.
Yeah.
I literally don't care. Fine, you don't. I just like a brief second you saw. So for me, that was like the final. Okay,
hmm Yeah. I remember. He started getting on my nerves when he made a comment about Daniel Ricciardo's struggles in McLaren. I don't remember. He said something like he doesn't care if somebody is not performing or doing their job, and I'm like, dude, hey, you're gonna edit this, right?
yeah, yeah.
Dude, fuck you. So I'm like, loco, vete al diablo, y este maldito pana. So it sucks, bro. So and then I was talking like, oh, Max, anybody can win with Max car, and then he got
They got
that
the fast.
rocket
That's the
ship,
other thing. Yes, that was the other thing because everybody can win the championship when they got the fast car. And then when he got the
right?
fast car, immediately he had to know. He had to know people were going to be like, "Hey, so on February
Why aren't you
3rd,
winning?
2022, you said right." And
Why aren't you
so
winning?
yeah,
So, but then that's why we hate Lando people. But and that's why we tend to pay a little bit more of attention
to
to the
what he's
mistakes
doing.
that
Yeah,
Lando makes, but
yeah.
Oscar does his mistakes too.
And I,
Actually,
mm,
sorry. If you see any polls from Oscar Piastri this season, it's because Lando made a
made a
mistake
mistake. Yeah.
on his last lap. It's not like Oscar just wait up into that. That started in China.
Yeah, there's
You can
only
go and check it.
there's one poll though that I don't feel like it was.
Which one? And I'll tell you. And I'll tell
Yeah.
you the mistake.
No, I think you're right because the only one I was gonna bring out was like China because China's a race obviously that I paid a lot of
Yeah, but
attention to.
Lando. I mean,
I,
obviously, you're supposed not to make mistakes. I know, blah blah blah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it's not because Oscar is outright faster than him. It's just that Lando makes some mistakes in the key moment.
And
So
and key moments is clutch there because Oscar in a race knows what he wants to do and what questions to ask, right?
yep,
So you go back again. We're going back to old races, but it's like a pattern. Silverstone last year, Oscar. We've noticed that these tires are doing this. Mediums. Nope. Put the mediums on. You obviously ask Lando the same question. Do you want to do this, you want to do that, and then he ended up on the wrong tires, and thankfully he lost the race. Lewis Hamilton won. Whatever. Okay, so final, full
Yeah,
circle. In your head, you feel like Lando has the edge, but you didn't answer the question. Do you
I
feel
didn't.
like do you feel like Lando or Oscar is going to win this thing? And do you feel like it's going to go down to the last race, or it'll be decided before they go to Abu Dhabi?
I think it's gonna go down to the last race because they're so evenly matched.
Okay.
Then I can see them like fighting each other week in week out. So
Okay.
I'm not seeing like Oscar is gonna take a big leap this coming races. I don't know. That's how I'm seeing.
All Oscar has to do is stay in front. Wow, what an obvious statement. All Oscar has to do is
He's
stay
straight
in
in
front.
front of him.
The faster car is
We
going
don't
to
care.
win.
Oh, it's Max and Paul. We don't give a crap. I have to stay on top of the number 4 car.
All
That's
right.
it.
For me, I think I'm going to switch it. I think it's going to be Lando, and the reason I think it's going to be Lando is because I think that
Because
uh
now we hate Oscar.
no, I don't hate Oscar, please. No,
No, you hate Charles. I know.
I don't even hate Charles either. Now, there's a little like, why are we getting up? Lando's gonna win. All right. So now we can talk about everybody's favorite topic, the cause of my acid reflux, the reason my beard is getting whiter and whiter every day. Ferrari.
Ferrari.
Oh my lord. Jeez. So
The
very
greatest team.
famously,
Yeah.
we're gonna just to state some obvious things. Ferrari finished number 2 in the constructors last year. Had a car that was great. The team decided, hey, let's change the car for no reason, no rhyme or reason. In the final year of the ground effect regulations, they said, hey, why not? And you said it. You said it at the very beginning. You said, I had high hopes for Ferrari until they said, we have changed 99% of the car. And then you said, buckle up. It's done. They're not doing it. And I was like, no,
I
Vince. I said,
I
no,
remember.
Vince. You never know. Blah, 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 blah.
And I'm like, dude, it's Ferrari. Listen what the problem is. Like the problem is. So Ferrari, they had a great car in 2022, but for the first 5 races.
And then, yep.
Then on 2023, Verstappen won everything and Sainz won on Singapore.
Yep. Everybody was a
Then,
Ferrari fan that day, by the way, because we were tired of Max
yeah.
winning.
Then comes 2024. Charles wins three races. Carlos wins in Mexico and Australia. It's like, whoa, five races. We've won. Whoa, we're good. The car is good. The car is feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
You go to Abu Dhabi. Carlos is on the podium, on the top 3 on the weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and then Max crashed into Oscar at turn 1.
Yep.
Then Carlos is P2, and Charles is coming up from way behind.
Amazing start to that race too. Yep.
That was a 1-2. I mean, it was a Lando won, but then Carlos and Charles. That was a double podium for Ferrari. So you're like thinking, okay, we finally got the car. We got it. We got the concept. And then Fred Vasseur says, next year's car will have 99% of new parts. And I told you.
You
dude,
did.
we're
No,
fucked.
you did. Yeah.
We're
So
And
in
now,
the
and the cool thing is, sorry, if somebody that doesn't watch Formula One sees like, oh, Ferrari was second place on the constructors last year, and they're second place this year, you're like, oh, they're in the same place. No, they're not.
It's not even close.
No,
it's
they're
not even
not.
close. Last year they were down to the wire in the constructors last year, right?
The constructors was lost by 14 points.
Exactly.
In the last race of the week of the season.
This
right
year,
now,
if Ferrari were to double what they have, they would still be behind McLaren,
of course,
in the constructors. It's not close.
It's 559 points to 260.
It's not even. We're fighting with Mercedes, right? I say we. Ferrari is fighting with Mercedes, right? Okay. So in Dominican Spanish, there's a phrase that "llévate de mí," and I should have. When
No te
Vince,
llevaste de mí. No te llevaste de mí.
I know. Hey, that's my fault. Listen, my Hamilton fanness blinded me. It blinded me. I saw the photo shoot I saw the
Oh
little
yeah,
everything,
the seven windows open, and then the door
the
kind of open, like,
parade
oh
they
yeah, we're
did.
gonna
You know, when I felt like I should have listened to Vince. There's actually a key and clutch moment when I said maybe Vince is onto something. Maybe I should listen. And I got another friend, Didier, who's a huge Ferrari fan, who's also telling me the same thing. He's like, "Don't do this. Don't fall in love with this team.
don't fall in
They'll
love. Yep.
they'll break your heart." Right. And the moment when I was like, "I think these guys are onto something," right, was when they did the parade for them before the season had even started.
Right? What that? What? Why are you doing like?
They were crowning Ferrari in sports. You never do this, and we watch a bunch of different sports. You never crown somebody the
It was
preseason
the
champion.
eighth.
It was the
It was
preseason champion.
Hamilton's eighth title, or Leclerc's first. Ferrari's coming back, and I'm like,
Hey,
dude, we are
listen,
so.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was there. I was watching it. I was like, I'm in the group chats. Whoever was there, I think Juan was sending pictures. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Ferrari, we're gonna be eating pasta in marinero.
Yeah.
Ciao. And no, at that point was when I should have been like, I know in your head you were probably like, why are we doing this? This is so dumb. Oh look, it's a car that used to work better that we're not going to be able to drive. Oh, they're doing. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, yeah. The only thing.
You know, when for me, when the season went to down the drain in China, second
Oh, the
race.
DSQs. Why?
Yep.
Because they won. They won, and they shouldn't have won.
Listen, they got disqualified for different reasons. Both drivers. Both drivers. I mean, both drivers. If you tell me both cars were disqualified because the plank wear, you're like,
On both the cars.
well,
Oh, okay,
no.
yeah, the right
one was for the plank wear and the other one for the weight.
For the.
What the hell are you doing? So it's like, oh, Lewis wins on the sprint, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
Like, we are so freaking back.
Yes,
and then the other
sir.
day, disqualified both. Now, what?
And then when you find out, you're waiting for the technical documents to come out, and you're like,
As soon as I saw the report, I'm like,
did you just kind of throw everything, like you have
Yeah,
everything on your desk, just like threw it to the side, like, why?
I said it right away. I'm like, if Lewis was riding so low, and that's why we were fast, they're gonna have to up
And
the
car's
floor,
gonna be bad,
and and that was race 2. Now it's race 14, and we are still being screwed by
right.
our from our behinds.
the the upgrade that have come through, the new suspension for it's the yeah.
It took forever. That's the other thing. It took them forever to bring the freaking suspension, and then they bring it to a sprint weekend. So they just have one practice to get all the data from the new suspension.
Yeah, which is a dumb
You know
thing.
why? Because Ferrari.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It was funny. It was funny when I was not watching Ferrari so closely. Ha 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 ha. Everyone.
Oh
was,
yeah, I know.
Yeah, and now that everybody's here, it's like, oh,
You know, one thing I do like from this season
you have more
is that-
people.
No, and that I get to tell everybody, like, I told you. Remember, I used to say, like, everybody used to tell me, like, oh, Leclerc has so many poles, but he doesn't win on Sundays, and I'm like, it's Ferrari. It's not him.
Yeah.
Now you're seeing Lewis Hamilton there. Why isn't he winning? It's Ferrari. It's the same answer.
No, listen.
It's Ferrari.
The difference when Lewis isn't winning in Ferrari is he's old. He should retire.
Oh yeah,
right.
That too.
Yeah.
But still, Alonso is there. He's doing an amazing job. Lewis is doing a great job, actually. Okay. But the car is not there.
Hey, by the way, that's Rowley Vince Duran saying that he is not a Lewis Hamilton fan. All right, he's giving Lewis his flowers, but he's stats about it.
I'm a Ferrari fan. Like I'm always been a Ferrari fan. There were some years that I like told them to go F themselves when they had Vettel in, but when Leclerc came in, I like my hopes were like, okay, we're back. We are freaking back. But that was 7 years ago.
Yeah, I know. So out of that weekend, still talking Ferrari, you have a Lewis Hamilton that's very despondent, a Lewis Hamilton that's very frustrated, understandably so. Does these interviews? Everybody's thinking like, "Oh man, I've never seen Lewis this way." First of all, let me just say this: mentally, I'm kind of like that too. Like, yeah, okay, you guys don't want me, I suck. He just needs that whatever. Now, when Lewis makes a statement, we need maybe they just need another driver. The problem is the driver. He throws in some factual things that are happening. He's like, look at the other car, meaning Leclerc, who got on pole, and look at what Leclerc has been able to do. He's got a bunch of podiums and or fighting for them right now. And we talked about this pre-show, so I'll say it again. Lewis has famously been dropping a bunch of documents. Hey, we got to change this. We got to do all of this. And then he comes out and says, like, hey, it's the driver. The driver's the problem. Maybe we need something. Like, they need to change the drivers. For me, and I think you're going to talk about it because it's a little bit different. For me, that's Lewis saying, like, y'all don't want to listen to me. I'm trying to do this behind the scenes. So maybe you just need a different driver.
That's the key issue there, and you're onto something, right? So the problem is with Ferrari is that Ferrari doesn't listen to their pilots. And
Unless,
I remember last year I said, and I you can go and check all the podcasts. I've always said Leclerc is going to wipe the floor with Hamilton.
sure.
No, there's no, for me there was no question about it, and so I'm so glad it's happening because I get to tell people like I told you, and look, I said it, but not in that way. The problem is that last year I just wanted Ferrari to win, so I was like, if they give us a car, we have the best driver pairing on the grid.
Agreed.
If they give us a car, we are gonna everybody. They don't give us the car. And I also said last year, however, if they don't give us the car,
It's
now
over.
they have a guy that knows how to win, and he's going to tell them what we need to do to win. And they're not doing it.
They're not, and that's, I guess that's the part that I don't understand. So now I'm a
So
Ferrari
they're
fan
not listening to Leclerc. Like, they're not listening to Leclerc,
they're not listening to anybody,
but they're not listening to Hamilton.
and that's
And
the
then
part that doesn't
what
make
the
sense
hell?
to me. Why?
What the hell?
Because it's been reported. It's been reported that his contract is what, 400 million. I don't know the details, but Hamilton's
It's a bunch
contract,
of money.
it's stupid money.
It's a little bit more than what we get on our daily jobs.
Obviously, just and so my question is, Vince, you and I are grown men. If I put a lot of money into something, I'm gonna check that investment, right? Because I'm sinking money into this. It makes no sense for me to spend my money and be like, not. So that's my question. You have the driver that's been there forever, which is Leclerc, that's been saying, "Hey, please, this, and this. I'm putting this car there on my talent alone. I just want y'all to help me. Please help me." You
But
have
they don't listen to him.
the other driver who is a known champion, who you paid.
No, not a known champion. Alonso is a known champion. Verstappen is a known champion. You got the guy that has won 105 races, that
Hey,
has been on
104 polls.
200 and 200 podiums.
Yeah, the
That's
greatest
the
of all time.
guy.
Yeah.
And that's the guy you don't listen to. But you're not listening to Leclerc either. Then who the fuck are you listening to?
That's where I'm going. Like, what is the point? And so there's people. I'm not gonna lie. I thought, we had Vasseur, who got his contract renewed. I thought Vasseur was not gonna get his contract renewed. I thought they were
Yeah,
gonna
me
bring in
neither.
Christian Horner. So when they re-signed Vasseur, I was like, I don't
I
know
don't see Horner.
what
I don't
Fred
see
said,
Horner there.
speculation, but you and I both didn't think that Fred Vasseur was gonna be back next year.
No, no.
So when they
Mm-mm.
re-signed him, I was like, okay, sure.
Maybe they're onto something.
Right. And so my point is, like, you have these people. The last person to win a lot at Ferrari was Michael Schumacher.
Yep.
Schumacher came through and cleaned house. He said, "Nope, I want to bring this person, this engineer, this person, this person, this person, this person." He brought his team with him, right? Hamilton brought
Couldn't help.
he brought some
He couldn't.
physios. He brought Angela.
Yeah,
But
those,
you get what
yeah,
I'm saying?
they don't work the car.
The fact that Ricardo Adami has been the engineer for Vettel, for Sainz, and now Hamilton, and they don't see that the problem, because you had a Sebastian Vettel coming into Ferrari, who was a known champion, by the way, right? Four in a row for Vettel, comes into Ferrari, and all of a sudden you're telling me that all of a sudden, like, Sebastian Vettel didn't know how to do anything, right? Then you bring in Carlos Sainz, whatever you say about Carlos Sainz is not a terrible driver. I'm not here to
No.
argue like should he have gone to another. No, whatever. And I saw a clip consistently where he's asking Adami, hey, what tires do I have on? Are these
Hmm.
and crickets? Nothing. And he's like, hello. That's why my fantasy team is called Stop Inventing. All right, stop invent.
Stop inventing. Yeah.
And so now you have Lewis Hamilton, who by the way is hilarious. Early, you remember in Miami when they were trying to, and he's like, "Oh, you want me to let Carlos, like, you want me to let him pass through?" Or when he's
Yeah.
asking Ricardo for some stats, he's like, "Hey, can I? You put a kettle on or something? Like, what do like?" So my question is, in your opinion, and then we can keep it pushing. In your lifetime, you see what I'm going now? The desperation for me is deep. You know this desperation, but just understand my new desperation. In your lifetime, do you
I
feel
told
like
you.
like do you feel like Ferrari is ever going to listen to people who are saying this needs to
Yeah.
change?
I think this is the year, and let me tell you why. They spend a lot of money on this guy.
Yes, way too much.
They're gonna have to listen to him. I think the only way for Ferrari to move forward is to listen to Lewis.
Hmm.
However, I don't think that by listening to Lewis, Ferrari needs to change the car to his style of driving. I think they need to make a neutral car and have them
Sure.
both drive it,
Yeah, and then
because they shouldn't go like all the way to Leclerc's style either, because then you're hampering
yeah, but I
your
mean,
other driver.
it's also something
So
that like you've been saying too, which I mean, it's a not a profound thing, but you've been saying it too. It's like the younger driver is Leclerc. The driver who can adapt a lot easier is
it's
Leclerc.
Leclerc. So that's the one that you should put in that situation. Like,
So
hey, you need to adapt. He's not gonna do it because
he's
there's, mira, there's one thing. Even though I'm a Leclerc fan, I know to me he's second only to Verstappen on the grid. But there's a thing. Hamilton is the one that knows how to win, and Hamilton is the one that has won. Leclerc still has not won, and if by adapting his drive style more akin to Lewis's
mm,
will help him develop as a
mm-hmm,
driver,
mm-hmm,
why not? He's still young. He's 27, 28. You can't tell. Like it's something like we in Spanish we really say like tú no le puedes enseñar un truco a una cotorra vieja.
teaching an old dog new tricks.
Exactly. Yeah. So if I'm in that position, what I'm doing is I'll try to go a little bit more on the Lewis side, like to
Mm-hmm,
accommodate him,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and then Charles can like, hey, catch up. Because
So
he's the younger guy. So
I think what I'm interested in is like everybody else. I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen next year with the car. Whether Ferrari is going to make a
I know
great car.
I can tell you from now.
Oh,
We're fucked, bro. Listen, it's August, and
they're still bringing
We're
upgrades on
still
the
working to
25
the
car.
SF25. We're fucked.
The
Ferrari was
only
supposed to be working on the 26, like from
the,
April. As
the
soon as they got disqualified in China, they will say, "Hey, listen, let's
it's over.
forget about this. Let's have
It's
fun.
over.
Let's have fun. Let's eat a lot of pasta. Let's do bunch of social media and work on 26."
The only thing this is conspiracy theory to the max. The only thing that I can think is that the reason they changed their car 99% is that they're trying out things for the 26 car, which would make sense if they had the same regulations, but they don't.
That's
So
the
yeah,
other thing.
yeah. Man, all right. And so finally, this is the depths to where I have fallen. Do you feel like Ferrari is going to get at least one win this year? So that's one. And do you feel like Hamilton is going to get at least a podium this
I
year?
don't think. I think Lewis will get the podium. I think Monza is a great chance for us to do that. However, I don't think we're getting a win this year. Yeah, yeah.
That's
If we didn't do it in Hungary,
It's not going to
dude, we're
happen.
fucked.
All right. Fair.
We're fucked.
All right.
And now
And
Mercedes, they brought their old suspension, and the car is good again. So we're fucked. We're fucked either way. We still have to fight the McLarens. Now we have Mercedes again. You can take
hey,
out Max.
they got the the 2024 version of the Mercedes back, the last Lewis input Mercedes back on track. All right. Oh man. And the
We're
thing is,
fucked.
like, I'm gonna be at Monza, so we'll see. It'll be nice. I'll collect some stuff from Monza too. It'll be a nice experience. I don't even know what to tell you. It'll be nice to be in Italy. Let's
Yeah, I'll
say
be
that.
in Brazil.
All right. So moving on from depression, Max Verstappen is staying at Red Bull.
That one's gonna be the press next year.
Was this a good? Was this a good? You've been asked this question a lot of times, and you've asked this question. Was this a good move for Max Verstappen to stay at Red Bull?
Yeah, I definitely think it was a good decision. And Kevin Hart says, let me tell you why. The thing is, you don't know if Mercedes,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
really gonna have the best car in
We're just
26.
making assumptions. Yes, you're right.
So he has still 26 to see if Mercedes, McLaren, Aston Martin, or Ferrari
Or
will have
Alpine.
the best car. Because in 27, Lewis is out of a contract.
Mm-hmm.
Leclerc could be out. McLaren, you know that situation, Lando and Oscar,
That's not
it's
gonna.
not going to be forever.
Yeah, obviously.
And they're going to bring Max to screw them over. Alonso is not going to be forever in Aston Martin, and they have Newey, they have Honda. So I don't know. I think it was the best decision. He could stay at Red Bull. It's an environment that he knows well.
Sure.
It's a team that apparently he owns now because Horner is out. So
Listen.
and maybe you don't know. Maybe Red Bull gets it right with the new regulations. It's highly unlikely, but it can happen. You can't take it out.
It's they go through cycles, right? This happened last time when they had a Tetra champion in Vettel. The car was great, and then all of a sudden the car fell off, and then they were blah 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 blah, blah, right? Because they changed the regulations. Now, I think for me, one thing it was very interesting. I don't know if you saw. Yeah, so it was like 2 races ago. They had Nico Rosberg on the grid. I love when Nico Rosberg is doing the interviews
It's the best.
because he doesn't care. At this point, Nico doesn't care. I'm gonna
He don't
ask.
give-
I'm
he don't
gonna
give a
ask
fuck.
whatever. So Nico got to Josh Verstappen and was like, "Hey man, what's up?" So Christian Horner, you got him fired.
What do you think?
And then Josh was like, I don't have anything to say. It's like, oh, you're quiet.
Now.
You're quiet now.
Now.
I was like,
now
that's
you
why.
have
Hey, that's
anything
why
to
I
say.
gave Nico Rosberg my matatan for that race. I was like,
Yeah,
oh my
I saw
god,
that.
I was dying. I was like,
We're like, whoa, no, you did not. Yeah,
and so it looks like Verstappen's are making the team to their image. You got a new TP who immediately said, hey, by the way, we have all of these parts that we have been given to Max. Let's give some of them to Yuki, which was a little bit like, I need to apologize to Checo Perez for all the stuff I said to him when he was there, because guess what? It turns out he did in fact not have the same car as Max.
And guess who said that as well?
No, that's you. Yeah. What is it? No me merecen. Is that what you
I
said?
said it.
And so do you feel like, okay, so past 26, Max sees, okay, Red Bull's not good. A reunion with Newey, would he actually go to Mercedes?
Could be. Why not? I think. Well, in Aston Martin, they'll give him a lot more money than everywhere else.
They'll buy an island for him. Yeah.
He's already a 4-time champion.
Yeah.
Money, maybe the chance to, like, while he's doing the F1 season, go and race in WEC.
WEC, yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
I think Max Verstappen is one of the only drivers that I believe when he says, he's like, I'm just racing. And like when he says it's not fun, he's like, because what was the interview several years ago? He's like, I don't want to be one of these old guys still informally. I was like, I believe you when you say that. So ultimately, it was a good move. I guess what I'll say, like for me, I feel like all of the rumors about him going to Mercedes, it was too public for them to actually be real in my mind. Like I feel like Verstappen
they were trying to get him. Listen, how the wording from Toto Wolff has changed since Max said that he's staying at Red Bull. Now he's saying like throwing all the flowers to George. But before that, he wouldn't speak about it. So you know,
Yeah, and yet George still needs a contract, a long term
now
one.
George has all the powers in his hands.
Fair enough, because Kimi Antonelli apparently it was too soon for.
It was not too soon. Kimmy's has got a good season. The thing is that the car is not good.
I think
George has been used to have a bad car, and then Kimmy, hey, he got a podium, he got a pole. He's shown you what he can do, but sometimes the results don't come in.
fair enough. All right, so we'll see what happens. Lastly, as we start wrapping up, not a lot going on for silly season yet. You posted something. Do you feel like the only thing I can think of for silly season is Cadillac? Do you feel like we will know by the end of the summer break?
I don't think so. Those fuckers are also.
You think it's gonna be like the end of the season or before the season ends
I think they
for
should do
stability?
it before, yeah. But
Okay.
the thing is that like, and as we were saying on the podcast, like they're supposed to be designing the car for 2026,
Mm.
but they don't have a driver. Who are they using?
Yeah.
And
What's the
people
feedback?
people
Yeah.
started saying on Instagram like, oh, they can use drivers from other categories, and I'm like, yeah. So what? That's like saying like, no. If you are developing an F1 car, you need an F1 driver. You don't need some
True.
guy that does INSA or WEC to
But
tell you what the car should have.
on top of that, you're gonna want the input from the person who's gonna be in the car.
Of course, thank you.
Yeah.
So and
So
now the news is that like they're waiting to have the whole couple in order to do the launch. So
so who do you think is gonna be then? Bottas, Perez, Zoe,
I
Schumacher,
think I
Perez.
think Bottas Perez should be the one. Zoe,
Money, because the money in China. That's the only thing I can think of.
yeah, but Cadillac doesn't need money.
Fair. General
Yeah, we're
Motors.
American.
Shout out.
We're
Shout out.
American. We don't need money.
Okay.
And then Mick. I don't.
The thing.
When they say like, "Oh, experienced driver like Mick," Mick had 2 seasons in Haas.
He was wrecking that
That's
car.
not experience.
The-
Haas didn't even have a simulator
Listen, the
to
only,
work on. So
the only time Mick Schumacher looked
hey,
good,
and I'm a Haas fan.
it's fair, but the only time Mick Schumacher looked good in a Haas was when he was driving next to Nikita Mazepin.
Yeah. So
Because
no,
then when
but he did a good job on the second season. But still, he crashed a lot and
too much.
yeah.
I guess my question is like, why do they always keep bringing up anytime there's an open seat, Mick Schumacher?
The thing is that he's an F2 champion. He's an F3 champion. He's doing really good in WEC in that crap of a car that the Alpine is. So, or Alpine. I don't know how you say it in English. The French guys, Renault,
Renault.
Alpine. But he's doing good in WEC. So
all right.
he got a podium. I think it was in Imola.
Yep.
So that's why he's always coming up.
Besides
But
the last name.
I don't see him. I don't see him.
All right, and so you got a Bottas Perez. I'll buy that. I buy that.
Yeah, the Chinese guy, he's not that good. And he brings money. Dude, we're talking about General Motors. We're not talking about Vinz and Emmy's Formula One team.
Fair. I bring that money. I need no. I got
No,
you.
we don't even we could have the money, but not your Chinese driver. Thank you. And no offense to the Chinese people.
Oh man, this guy. All right, so finally,
Hey, I could be wrong. Then they signed the Chinese guy and
he's
I
like
stay here
amazing.
like a clown. Right.
We'll see. But well,
I don't think Trump will like it.
Oh no! The last thing, the mid-season has finally come upon us. We're all on breaks. Some of us are trying to figure out what's going to happen next. How has the season been for you so far? Everything up to this point has been a good season. Because 24 was an amazing season. I love 22.
If you told me at the beginning of 2025 that this would be the most bored, I don't know, loco, yo estoy aburrido. I don't know.
Yeah, you're bored. Yeah,
It's boring. It's boring. It's boring as fuck. And it's not supposed to be this way because like you have two talented guys on an amazing car. You have Lewis Hamilton in Ferrari. You have Max Verstappen trying to get his fifth championship. But then you don't see the action between them. Like you never
Mm-mm.
seen.
Mm-mm.
It's like the one that gets on the first place at the first turn. That's the one that wins the race when he's not named Charles Leclerc.
Orlando Norris.
Oh no, Lando has won it. Which
Oh, but yeah,
one?
finally this year. Finally this year. Finally
Yeah.
this
So
year.
it's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
it sucks. Like you don't see the even though the cars are much closer this season. Um, like the gap between the first and the 20th.
yeah. Mm,
It's been a boring season. Like you could say that the highlight of the season is Hulk's podium.
I'll give you that. I think the rain races have been the most exciting races this year.
Yeah.
Australia,
Lewis winning in China on his second outing
that's fair,
from
but
pole.
my question is side panel. My thing about sprints that's really weird, right? They give you points, but it's like they don't count them towards
For
your.
nothing. For
Yeah, so
nothing.
so it's very weird to me,
It's
right?
not a podium because they don't have a podium.
Yeah, you
It's
get a
not a
little,
win because
you
it's
get
a
like a
sprint win.
placa. They give you a little plaque, and it's like,
Yeah.
what do I do with this? But
Why
my
are we doing this?
but that's why it's so confusing. And I've gone on record and say like I hate it. And speaking of sprints, like the sprint schedules for next year make no sense. I'm not going to talk about that, whatever. But like it's very weird because like he won a sprint, he got the pole,
But then he got disqualified the next year, the next day.
but even that like they give points but don't count. That's why I think sprints are so weird. Like it's so obviously like a money grab. Like they're just trying to make money that I'm just kind of like it's not exciting. Nothing is exciting unless you
Yeah.
do something different with the sprints. But anyways, I guess what I would tell you, you're right about the cars being close. Very very boring season so far for me. Not because of how Lewis Hamilton is faring. It's just like the only exciting races that I can think of. You're right. Silverstone was great because of Hulk. When we had Spa and it was raining and they should have gone out, whether they should have gone out earlier or whatever it was, you had not that many overtakes, so it was exciting for me because Lewis had like gained 11 places, but he shouldn't have started that low. Anyways, Australia was a great race because it was like the first race of the year. It's like every time Formula One ends and you start a new season, that first race is all, oh my god,
Yeah.
yes, Formula One is back. But that race, he had a bunch of DNFs. The only
We are
rookies that
so
finished,
back. We are so
yeah,
back.
the only rookies that finished were Behrman and Antonelli. Antonelli was crazy. You had Oscar Piastri's amazing overtake in the
On Lewis
wet.
Hamilton.
Yeah, he's had two on him this year. It's crazy. And
The
so for
one in
me,
Jeddah.
that
Yeah.
one was almost better. And so, like for me, I think earlier on, you remember it was like whoever got pole was going to win the race. Then it was whoever overtook. You're right. Whoever overtook in the first turn, the entry turn, was gonna win the race. And at that point, you're like, oh man, I got an hour and a half of hoping something
Yeah. Something will happen
happens.
that doesn't happen. Now, the good thing about this season is that it's so boring that you start to enjoy the little things. Like when Gasly gets a point,
Sure,
the Haas, like Bortoleto is getting into the points,
sure.
Lawson is looking better each weekend. So
And that was
it teaches you as a fan to enjoy the sport in the whole context,
fair.
not just who's winning and who's on the podium.
That's, I mean, it's fair. The one thing, and you brought it up, the other thing that happened this season was that Red Bull proved all of us correct. So earlier in the season, you had Liam Lawson who started in that second seat. I don't know a lot of people who said, yeah, Liam Lawson, that makes a lot of sense in that car. But they finally gave him a chance. They pulled him after like three races,
Two
which,
races.
oh yeah, he was Australia, China, and then he was done, right?
Yeah.
Dang. Dang. And then Yuki Tsunoda started well, then kind of flopped, and then
And
you.
then now they fucked Yuki too.
But then it's because you're like, oh wait, Yuki, let's give you these parts and see how you do with these parts. Whatever. I don't. I think this might be Yuki Tsunoda's last season in Formula One. I don't know who he's
Yeah.
gonna get signed with. I don't know if he goes back to Racing Bulls, right?
I don't think so because if Lawson keeps doing a good job, and then Hadjar's done an amazing job, and Lindblad
Is coming up,
it's coming up. I don't think Yuki.
and there's no. Maybe he becomes a reserve driver for Aston Martin, and Filippo Drugovich is finally relieved of never having to race.
Of never having to. Wow.
That was,
Really?
listen, that's the
Wow.
other thing. Finally, and then we're done. We're done. I promise you, because my time, your time is precious. But like, this season has taught me more than anything that Lance Stroll is the biggest Felipe Drugovich hater on earth, because Lance, the one race that Felipe Drugovich could have raced, I feel like he did this on purpose. He waited till after qualifying to be like, oh, my wrist.
Again.
I've had
And
this
then
pain.
Alonso has problem with his back.
No,
Come on, man. And then
So-
the next day, I'm ready.
I'm young. It's like, you're 44, dog. It's time. And so like
Damn.
that more like Lance more than anything has taught me is like, if I can't race, no one can race. My dad owns this team. I don't care about championships. I don't care about points. That dude is
I'm the
never
owner.
gonna race. I was like, hey,
Fuck you.
Felipe,
Yeah.
you better find a contract somewhere else, big dog. All right.
You should
And
go
so,
to Indy. You should go to Indy. Indy's good.
yeah, and then he's gonna get housed by Alex Palau in Indy. Shouts out to the 4-time champion Alex Palau. Man, Pato has some terrible luck.
Total luck. Yep.
Jeez. All right. Next race up, Vince. I know you're gonna be producing a lot of stuff during the summer break. It'll be interesting to see. I'll mostly be posting memes because, man, next race is Zandvoort. After Zandvoort is Monza. So we'll see what happens. But man, hey, thank you for coming out here and walking me through. The only thing that was missing was some bachata and a drink when we talked about Ferrari.
Yeah.
Because honestly, you said, "Let me guide you through this pain, son."
Don't worry.
Hold-
Hey,
hold-
you'll go to
hold
Monza. You'll go to. I hope they give you a surprise in Monza for real.
I hope I get
We
a
need
surprise.
we need something in Monza.
I don't know.
So like last season we didn't win anything, but at least
At least,
One
yeah.
in
And the
Monza.
Charles Leclerc winning. Oh man, yeah. So all right.
today we take it. If it's Lewis and Lewis has the flu, and then Giovinazzi comes in and Giovinazzi wins it, we don't care. We take it.
A win is a win.
take it.
I understand. Hey, spoken like a true Ferrari fan. For me, it's Lewis though. So if he wins, I'll be celebrating. And because the thing is, I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm gonna say something. When I go to Italy, it'll be very obvious whose fan I'm going to be. Yeah, in
Of course,
Italy,
yeah.
in Italy specifically.
Yep.
You will know
Yep.
who I'm cheering for. So,
They
anyways,
were like, oh, this Moreno fan.
it's like, who are you? And then I'll throw them off. Like, actually, Isaac Hadjar is my favorite. Who I love Isaac Hadjar. Anyways, all right, Vince, thanks for coming on. If you made it this far, honestly, I don't know why you haven't subscribed yet. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. It's somewhere down here. Tell your mommies, papis, tios, abuelas, vecinos. That's neighbors if you don't speak Spanish. This was
Your
Emmy
mom and dad and your uncle.
Yeah, hey, Duolingo, do something. This is Emmy Beltry. That was Vince Duran. Thanks for joining. Peace.